Bonjour, welcome members. This is our second update. Um, so very happy to provide this again to members. Not as much information as last week, but nonetheless, I think it's important information, and we'll continue to do this, like I said, um, as we move through these next few years. So a lot has happened again this week. A lot of meetings, of course. But I wanted to highlight some of the things that we've done this week that we've been involved with as a council. So on Monday, we attended a Treaty 1 meeting, and we discussed several things there. Things like the Treaty 1 annuity payments. Zungade and Nelson from Rosa River has initiated a lawsuit against the federal government. So it's inclusive of all Treaty 1 First Nations. We have the option, however, of pursuing that on our own. So that will be taken to community in terms of how we want to approach that. Also, a national park system, duty-free opportunities at the duty-free center area at the border, U.S.-Canada border. Treaty 1 taxation authority and Treasury Board structure of Treaty 1 was also discussed, as well as the Health and Healing Center that's being proposed for Treaty 1. What I do want to highlight is that, and this was raised by Councillor Wilson, that it's important that our people are informed along the way, so not after the fact. So anything that's being discussed, that's being proposed, that information is going to come back to community. It was identified as a priority by Treaty 1 that all nations will be informed, and there were several other council members from other nations that agreed with this. So a communication strategy will be developed and will be shared with all communities. In terms of what happened, the remainder of the speech, of course, we attended the throne speech on Tuesday. It was a very nice event. Very nice to hear that the drums brought in our new premier. So we have a real opportunity here again with the new premier, and of course recognizing that, of course, he has rules to follow. But I think it places us in a really good position in terms of having our issues addressed. So we are planning a meeting with the premier. I've requested, like I said last week, updates from the various departments, and those things are now complete. And I just want to add that information will also be taken with us to Ottawa from the 4th to the 6th at the Assembly of First Nation gathering, where we'll be selecting a new national chief. But there'll be opportunities for us there to meet with other ministers, and we'll have that package with us. And these things just happen sometimes spontaneously, so we'll be ready. Some other things that happened this week is, of course, this was Addictions Week. We met with the students and staff at the Pega Central School. We participated in a memorial for those that we have lost due to addictions, and we know that addictions are a real issue in our community. So it was important for council to attend this and to lend support, especially in the eyes of our young people, our students. Gave us an opportunity to address them. So that was a very well-attended event, and again, it was very nice that we were asked to participate. The other thing that happened this week is that we were provided an update on the personal care home. It was a project that was initiated in 2015, 2016 under Chief Spence at the time. And so we've picked that up again. A lot of work was done and a lot of work continues. A briefing was provided on that. So again, when we meet with the Premier, that's one of the things we're going to be bringing forward. So moving from the 22-bed facility that we have now, that's outdated. Requires a lot of work. We're working towards having a 44-bed facility at a level 4. So there's different levels involved. A level 4 would, with accreditation, would really put us in a position to access more funding. So that's another thing that happened. And more recently today, we of course had our duly convened meeting. We arranged, I guess, and posted a duly convened for this week for several reasons. Primarily that we wanted to sign off on some BCRs, and these BCRs will be available, of course, for our membership should they choose to see these. So the BCR number 53 that we signed off on was to appoint Jordan Ulrich as the CPA trustee of the financial trustees for the TLE. BCR number 54 was the culvert system on Peguis 1B, Peguis First Nation, regarding the flood mitigation. And again, we've done this as a result of the repeated flooding that has happened in our community, and it's really measures to protect our community, given that there's been very little, if anything, done by the provincial or federal government. And it's not the places an adversarial position with the provincial government, but we do have to take steps with winter arriving and spring just around the corner. We have to take steps to protect our community. So we signed off on that BCR number 55. We amended the First Nation or the Peguis First Nation Board and Committee Policy. BCR 56, the Peguis First Nation CPR 19 ratification process. And this has to do with Treaty 1. So we went through with the ratification vote, and it's another part of the process in terms of the land code at Kapiong, or Nawauna, I should say. So we signed off on that, and we also rescinded BCR 52 to reflect an amendment. And again, all these things will be available to membership. And we've been getting a lot of calls about jobs being posted. Where are all the jobs coming from? Well, that's part of what we wanted to do, is that we wanted to give opportunity to all members. So any jobs that become available, they will be posted. We'll continue that practice so that all members have equal opportunity. In terms of one of the questions that was raised from the last post is, what are we doing for off-reserve members? Well, we want to hear from off-reserve members. I think it'll be a little unfair for me to say what off-reserve members need. I would really, and council would really like to hear from off-reserve. And I don't even like that word off-reserve, but our members who reside in, say, Selkirk, Winnipeg, and even across Turtle Island, what is it that you would like this council to do to better meet your needs? So that question is really goes back to members. So, what can we do? Other than that, that's essentially what happened this week. A busy week, but also a fruitful week. We've made some progress again. So, Miigwech, thank you for listening, and we look forward to your comments and questions. Miigwech.